Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Thursday the 8th of April 2021. In the news today I see carbon dioxide levels are still rising, unfortunately. There was a slight respite, of course, during the lockdowns and when human activity decreased significantly, and so did the levels of carbon dioxide increase, slowed down rather. But apparently the latest prediction is for 21 at 419.5 parts per million of carbon dioxide, and an increase. So it took 200 years to increase the level of carbon dioxide by 25%, and then the last 30 years to get another 50% over that. So you can see that we are still killing ourselves, not that slowly actually. So let's hope the world collectively can take some stronger action on reining in the production of carbon dioxide, or find some other solution maybe. Today's Sudoku puzzle is listed as hard, so we could be in for some fun, some shenanigans. I have no idea. I'm looking at the puzzle for the first time now. I will give a quick rundown of the rules in case there are any newcomers to Sudoku, but very quickly. Basically, every column in this large grid needs numbers 1 to 9 in each of its squares. Every row in this large grid needs numbers 1 to 9, and every sector, segment, box, block, whichever terminology you prefer, needs numbers 1 to 9. And so therefore, when we see that a number like 7 has to appear once in this row, it means that it can't appear again in these three squares. And when a number 7 appears in this column, it naturally can't appear in any of these squares. So it has a kind of blocking effect that 7 can't be here and 7 can't be here, but we need to fit a 7 into this box here, so that's the only space where 7 can go, and that can be our first number of the morning. Similarly, there's 2 in this column here, blocks along here, this 2 blocks this column here, and so there's only one space in that segment where we can fit a 2, so we'll put that in. Got it? It doesn't seem that difficult, does it? 5 across this row here leaves us just one cell, if you prefer that term, where we can place the number 5. And this 5 blocks down this column here, and this 5 blocks up this column here, leaving us just one square where we can put digit 5 in this box. Okay, coming along nicely now, I think. What else we're missing too? Okay, so let's continue along. If you can hear traffic outside, so can I. Don't worry about it, just ignore it. 5 across this row here, 5 across this row here, and 5 in this column here, yet we don't yet have a 5 in this box. Leaves just that square there where we can fit a 5. The 8, okay, I want to look at this region down here, this box down here, okay, but need to look somewhere else first. So it means that we've noticed that this 8 blocks this column here and this square here, right? So this entire column, so these 3 squares here in this segment and this square here, so blocking down here. That means that in this segment here, 8 will have to appear either here or here. Clearly, can't put it in where we already have numbers, right? So it has to appear somewhere down here. So whether it comes here or here is unimportant for the moment. What we need to know is that it will block down here. So we have this 8 blocking this square, and the eventual 8 that we place blocking these 3 squares. Then we have 8 across here and 8 across here that are already placed in these rows, and so that's the only space we can fit an 8. Still don't know whether 8 comes here or here, but we'll find that out later. We can just delay that, we don't need to put that in yet. Okay. I find that finding numbers comes in fits and starts. Sometimes it takes a while and you don't see any. Then, like a number 8 bus in London, we get 3 coming along at once. I don't know if that's still the case, but it used to be. Right, 3 down this column down here and 3 across this row here means that a 3 will appear in either this square or this square. Right, 3 blocking, 3 blocking, so 3's got to be here or here. Now if we continue that down and focus on this box at the bottom here, 3 blocks this square here, and the eventual 3 that we place will block along here. This 3 blocks along this row, so there's only one location, oops, nearly wrote in 5, where we can place a 3. Oops, excuse me, that's going to look a bit strange. Okay. So, one pattern that you often see in The Guardian, I've noticed this as a kind of rather recurring event, that we have a column and we have quite a lot of intersecting numbers, or sometimes it's a row with a lot of intersecting numbers. Well, today I've noticed the intersecting 2's. Look, this 2, okay, so we don't yet have a 2 in this column, right? But we have an intersecting 2 here, so that's out. An intersecting 2 here, that's out. So the lower 2 boxes are already out. But let's look at these 3 squares here, and we see that 1 blocks here, that 2 blocks along here. So there's only one space where we can fit 2. And I think that's quite a common type of pattern that they use in these Guardian Sudoku puzzles. Of course, what I'm doing is looking for any that I can immediately find, any that are kind of easy, and then after that I'll start to fill in some candidates. Presumably it does say it's a hard level puzzle, so I'm assuming we will need to fill in some pencil marks and to help us solve the puzzle more easily. I mean, you can start by filling them in if you want immediately, or for me I just try to do anything that I see that looks easy first of all. That's my personal preference. And I'm probably getting to that point now where I can't see much else that's really obvious. Let's see. Okay, I don't see too much more that's obvious, so I think I'm going to start filling in some candidates that will assist us to find the numbers. Some people go, oh no, I don't want to fill in candidates. That's your prerogative if you want to make the game more difficult. But for me, I think that the candidates help to find patterns, especially with advanced level puzzles. And so I believe in filling them in. First one I'm going to fill in is this 4, which blocks down this column here and gives us 4 in these squares. So for those of you new to Sudoku, 4 as a pencil mark or candidate means that 4 can appear in this square or this square. It can't come here, here, or here. We know that already because it's blocked. Now, because we also know that 4 blocks this square here and 4 has to appear in this row here, we also know that 4 will appear either here or here as well. Okay, and in fact you could see that because we know that 4 has to be somewhere along here anyway. So what I'm going to do now is to fill in pairs of numbers, numbers that are exclusively pairs, because this can aid us a lot in finding numbers. So 9 across this row blocking, 9 blocks here. So in this segment here there are 2 places where a 9 can go. This 8 blocks down this column, and 8 has to appear either here or here, as we mentioned previously but didn't fill in the candidates. Now we also know that 8 doesn't appear here, right? So 8 has to be somewhere in this middle row in this segment. Got that? So 8 blocks here. So there are only 3 squares left where an 8 can appear in here, but we have an 8 blocking here, and so that's a pair of candidates in those 2 squares there. Okay, so I'm just going to continue looking for candidates. There's a 3 in this column, 3 in this column, and a 3 intersecting here. So, oops, strange looking numbers. 3s will fit there. Along here, 3 blocks along this central row and 3 in this column, so 3 is down here. Now that the 3, yeah, okay, that's good. Let's see that. Oh, okay, 5 across here, 5 across here. I keep looking at that as though it's a 5. That's my own fault for filling in the number rather untidily. 5 will appear here or here because we have a central 5 blocking here. 5 across, 5 across, okay. We could find the missing numbers here. 9 is not yet in here, and so 9 has to be here and here. 1 is not yet here. 1 is a pair here or here. Now the other number 4, we don't know where it goes exactly yet. I can just put it in to remind ourselves that it's the last number. I'll put it in the bottom right, not the top left of the square in my own marking method, because to me that indicates where I have a pair. 7 across here, 7 across here, leaving 2 squares where we can put 7 in this box here. Six, okay, 6 blocking along here, and this 6 blocks down here. So there are 2 possible places where 6 can go, and let's use those 6s to consider up the column, this 6 up this column, so it gives us 2 spaces to fill in a 6 candidate here. Five in this column, 5 in this column, and an intersecting 5 here means we can place 5 either there or there. On this side, 5 blocking this column, 5 across this row, so we have 5 in either that square or that square. Seven across this row, 7 across this row, and a 7 up here leads us to this side. 7 has to be a candidate in one of those 2 squares there. The 2 along the bottom row here. Oh, I've actually got a number that I could have placed, sorry. So there's a 2 in this bottom row and a 2 across here, which means we can fit 2 there. and since we're doing 2s, we shall just fill in candidate 2. So 2 blocking here, 2 blocking here, and 2 across here. So 2 in those locations there. Now we know that that has to be a 6, doesn't it? Okay, so we've got 1, 9 and 4 in these 3 squares here. 6 can't appear in these 3 squares because there's already a 6 in this box here, and these 3 squares are already filled in, so that's the only number left now. So that has to be a 6. And we can also fill in a 6 here because this 6 blocks along here, so that's 6 there. Now of course we must remember to remove candidate 6, otherwise we might accidentally fill it in again. And you think, surely not, but the truth is, for me, the answer unfortunately is yes. I've certainly done it on more than one occasion. Now the missing number along here has got to be 1. Again, I'll just put it into note. Missing number up here is 1. We don't yet have a 1 in this column, right? So that's candidate 1. And the last number here is 9, I believe. Okay. So now that we've filled in 9 and 9 here and here and 9 here and here, we know that 9 has to be in one of these 3 squares. Right, got that? 9, I'll just look at it like this if you prefer. 9 blocks this square here. So in this column we don't yet have 9s. So 9's got to be either here or here or here, so we'll fill it in. Just to remind ourselves. There's 6 across here, and 6 across here, and a 6 blocking up here allows us to find 6 here. And when we do it, we notice in the top left we had a 2, so that must be the other one of its pair within this segment. So that's our 2 now. Now that we've got that 2, there's blocks along here, and this blocks up here, and so in this segment here that has to be 2. I think that's actually the last remaining 2. I think we've got all of them now, so that's okay. We don't have to worry about number 2 anymore. Okay. Right, let's concentrate on other places now. This 4 down this column here means that we can place 4 in either here or here, doesn't it, as a candidate? So we'll put those numbers in there. I'm just thinking, is this a 1? I think I may have discovered that this is a 1. Now I'm going to count through. Okay, so are there any intersecting 1s? No, not that we can see. How about if it's not a 1, if it's a 2? Well, it can't be 2 because we have a 2 here. Can it be 3? No, it can't be 3 because we have a 3 here. Can it be 4? No. Now that we've decided that 4 is here or here, it can't be 4. Is it 5? No, clearly not. There's a 5 here. Is it 6? No. Is it 7? No. Is it 8? No. Is it 9? No. So it is, in fact, a 1. So we discovered that 1 there by just counting through and seeing that every other square is not allowed, every other digit I should say is not allowed in that location, just by the fact that it is already intersecting or sees it in some way. That was nice. So now that we know this one along here and this one along here, clearly that's our 1 here and that's our 3 there. 3, we can now fill in candidate 3 up here, so 3 blocking along here gives us 2 spaces to fill in a 3 there and there. Oh, we can remove candidate 1 here now, and that just leaves us with a 5. There's only a 5 left in that square now. And so we must also remember to remove our candidate 5 here, so that just leaves us with 4 and 1 in these two squares. Okay, just deciding where the next place to focus our attention should be. Fours are in particularly short supply and giving us a problem, I think. Okay. Okay, so 9 is a pair here or here, right? Okay, so this 9 blocks up here, 9 blocks up here. So candidates 9 and 9 go there. Oh, this 5 that we filled in now, of course we have to remove candidate 5 here. This is that one. And of course that means we can fill in its twin, or whatever you'd like to call it, its other part of the pair, other half of the pair goes there. And now we can remove candidate 5 there and fill in 5 there. Okay, it's quite a nicely designed puzzle, this. I think it's quite good. This 8 blocks along this row here, and this 8 blocks along this column, giving us a pair of 8s as candidates along the top. And that will give us a pair of 8s here. So 8s now block this top row, this 8 blocks along this row, and this 8 blocks this column. Right, so 8s are here or here. Six is up here and 6 is up here. So 2 possible spaces where we can fill in a 6 in this box. Now again, 6 and 6 here and 6 and 6 here, so that means that 6 will have to appear somewhere along here, right? Got that? There's 6 blocks here, this 6 blocks here, and so in this row here we need to fill in a 6, but we will notice that there are intersecting 6s here and here, and so that's the number we can place there, and that's good. I think that might be the one that just about solves the puzzle. It's not that difficult, but it's a little bit of work. So 4 blocks this square here, and we only had 1 or 4 here, so it's got to appear here, hasn't it? And now of course that just leaves 1 for that column. And now we know that the 1 blocks here when we overwrote that 1, so that's the 1 there. That's our 9 there. Over here now, okay, 1 is going to appear as candidates here or here, right, because it's blocking here and blocking here, but I'm going to fill in 1 along here immediately because we can see that it's going to be here, which will block that row, and fill in a 1 here. When we do that, we had a pair of 4 or 1 down here, so that's a 1 and that's a 4. Okay. Now that we know that, 4 is blocking these two squares here, but 4 will have to appear either here or here, right? So that will block these two squares up here. So blocking this 4, blocking up here, the eventual 4 blocking here, and the 4 blocking across here. Let's just fill in a 4 there. Only a 9 to fill in, that's the last number there now. This 9 blocks up this column here, and 9 blocks, this 9 that we just filled in blocks this square. So 9 has to be there. We had a pair of 9s here. That's our 9. We're overwriting an 8. We can fill in the 8. We had a pair of 8. Oh, we had either 8 or 4 here. Now we can't be 8. It has to be 4. 7 or 4. That's clearly 7. That's our 8. When we bring this 4 down here, that's our 4 and that's our 1. Okay. There's one number left in this column and it's a 7. So we'll fill that in now. One number left in this row, it's 4, I believe. Okay, right. So that's 4, and this was 4 or 8, the missing numbers here. So that's the 4, and that's the 8. The 8 over here now, that 8 can't stand anymore, so that's the 8. Our last number in this row is 9. Here we had 7 or 9, that's the 9, that's the 7. 7 blocks these two squares here, so that's our 7 there. 1, 2, 3 is our last number in this column. Here we are just missing a 4, so we can fill that in. What's left? 1, 2. Okay, this is a 3. We don't know actually yet which one is. So, but let's look here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Do we have an 8? No. So there is an 8. That number doesn't exist anymore. We don't yet have a 1 in this box, but we have an intersecting 1, so that's our 1, that's our 6. 6 is clearly here now. 3 goes here. 3 has to be there. And our final number of the morning is 7. Let's have a quick look through though, just to make sure we haven't made any fatal errors. Yeah, it looks okay. I don't see any problems there. So please subscribe to the channel. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to call it medium puzzle. The Guardian calls it hard. I'm going to call it medium, but I did like it. It somehow it opened up quite nicely, spotting some nice patterns there. I think I enjoyed that one. Please come back again tomorrow. And as I mentioned, subscribe to the channel because there will be some other Sudoku related videos coming soon. Not the usual kind of daily stuff. Okay, thanks very much. Hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.